Hey guys, Dave Norona out here, and I'm at the Marlon factory way out here in Agassiz, BC. And there is a nip in the air. It's a beautiful sunny day, but I'm here with the all-new Marlon Xplore Pro 3. That's right, the third generation of the Marlon sled deck. So we're going to take you through it today. There's going to be a lot of cool videos coming out, as you've already seen from Heydays. But I'm going to take you through my take because I've been running these decks for around 10 years now, and they are just an awesome way to get to your snowmobiles, to the hill and back safely and securely every time. So let's get into it. One of the coolest changes that they've done is the new Marlon plates. So these replace the stickers that were before that could bubble. These just look super pro. And of course, you can change the backing plate on these to match your truck. This one, of course, is Curtis Polchik's from Valemont. He loves those white sunglasses, so we gave him a white deck. And on that note, the deck is available in white or black as usual. But you can change these back plates to even match the color with your truck. They come with black, but you can put any color plate that you would provide in there to match your truck, or any color that you want if you want them to match your snowmobiles. And it follows right up here on the headache rack as well. So super cool right there. This is a Canadian deck. We're in Canada, so we've got the Canadian flag. And the other cool thing is the safety bullet points that you'll see on this deck. So it lights up when you've got the wings out or enclosed. You're going to be ensured that people are going to see you rolling down the highway. And on that note, they've done something that I've been doing for years in a way simpler way. And that's when you pull the deck out now, you can see how easy it rolls out. And that's because they've actually, instead of using square tubes in a square hole, they use a round tube now in a square tube, and it has the UHMW. And what that does, it allows it to slide in and out much easier. And they've also done something super cool. If we run to the back here, is that in the mountains, we have really narrow snowmobiles at 34 inches. And of course, for trail sleds, they're running 40 or more. So what I have always done is I've taken my deck and drilled into it so that the little pieces that you have right here, you can make them narrow or longer. But Marlon has taken it one step further. And this bolt right up here, it's in the short position now. It can be moved in the long position by just removing it and screwing it in here. So in the short position, it opens perfectly for those mountain sleds running at 34 or 36. And if you are running trail sleds, you can move this bolt over here. And of course, the winglets or extensions are going to move out further. So super cool there. And why that's important is, as you can see when you look down the line now, your deck isn't outside of your mirrors. On trail sleds, it's right with your mirror. So you're a much wider footprint going down the highway, especially if you're leaving the city early or coming back in the evening. You want your deck to be as narrow as possible. Just makes it easier through traffic. And they've done that with this simple bolt. The other thing that they've done under here, which is really cool, is now with the new leg and also how it adjusts for your truck depth. So every box height is different on all the trucks. So what this does is it allows you to move the leg up and down, and you no longer need to have riser plates in here. And also you can move the legs forward and back. So this is great to adapt to any truck out there on the market. And also, if you ever go to sell your Marlon deck, you don't have to find the exact same truck to move it to. You can move it in and out and change those variables for what truck it's going into. So super cool. And also look for a future video on how to install the deck by yourself. It's super easy in the sense that you can now just put a 2x4 up on top of your pickup box, and then lower the deck on top, and then lower these down and tighten to 85 newton meters of torque, and your deck is now set at the perfect height. And that's going to ensure that the new waterproof kit that the deck now comes standard with is going to actually work perfectly around your truck. Now, we don't call it 100% waterproof because I don't think anything is, but they've also done a new aluminum plate under the deck, so that is going to further weatherproof this deck. I use mine now. My previous decks have never had water in there. I do keep my stuff in Tupperware bins if it ever did, or bags that are watertight. And this actually not only improves that, but adds more strength. And you can see they've got more cross members in here, aluminum welded now. And that's for also more strength. Again, a lot of these people are not using their decks just for snowmobiles, but they're using them for side-by-sides and quads in the summertime. And that is where your quad wheel sits. So they've strengthened it up. They've done everything to just make it super safe and secure. And of course, we all know that it might not be hooked up, but they've got the bullet lights here. I think it's on the other side. If I can reach around, or where it is here. Here it is. So it's not on now, but it's got 4 LED lights under the bottom here. So I like to get up early in the morning, and I usually leave late at night from the hill, and that ensures I can get under the truck and see what I'm doing. And then we're going to move back here to the ramp. The ramp is really unchanged, but the ramp is where you see a lot of deck companies, they sort of scrub and make them cheaper, and that's how they save money and save you money. But Marlon has really pushed the limit in making, I think, one of the best ramps. Number one, you can get it in an 8-foot, 10-foot, or 12-foot. And this is a 10-foot ramp, and it's the one that I use. And I love it because it's got the Super Glide wide glides on here. So this serves many purposes. It's super easy to drive your snowmobile because you got lots of room to do it. But it can take a full side-by-side up here wheel on this, and it gives full grip. It's also great for walking up. And then they've also improved that with the Marlon ramp rung protectors. So this allows your snowmobile to get extra grip. So it means that you can just cruise right up onto your deck. I think the number one thing that people think is how you get a snowmobile or a quad up there without killing yourself. You don't have to go fast. You can do it super smooth. And Tony Jenkins had a great video of his son doing it, so who was, I think, 6 or 8 at the time. So really makes it easy for anybody to do. And of course, it has a safety point here to put in for when you are moving your ramp, so it doesn't close on you when you're loading. And also has these safety clamps down up here so that the ramp doesn't lift off the ramp rung bar when you're loading. All to make it super safe when you're loading or unloading your snowmobiles. And of course, you can't forget, Marlon is famous for its rear light that shows the signal lights, the red rear and brake light. And of course, when you back up, the huge white light that allows you to see when you're hitting the hills early in the morning or leaving late at night. Now let's get up on top of this deck and we'll show you all the cool things. And you can see the great grip that it has even when it's wet out. This deck is amazing. So when we go down here, it's the HD EP material that they've done on the top of the deck here. And why this is just so unique is it looks super clean and fresh, but it's totally grippy. You cannot slide on this. Even if there was a little bit of ice on here, this is going to give you the grip that you need, and it goes the full length of the deck. On this side, we have it closed, and on this side, we have it open. And you can see here as you open it, they've got the brop, and the Marlon. I absolutely love that. And, of course, when we talk about the top here, you can run snow bikes, you can run quads, you can put anything on top of this because it's got tons of tie-down points. So it's got the Super Track on the sides, as well as now right down the middle, and then on both sides. And then included on your deck here, it's got the Super Track right at the back. So what that means is you take your super clamps and you've got 2 points of attachment at the front. So if you're in the short version for mountain sleds, you're going to use the short clip here. And if you got the wide one, you're going to use the wide one. So really smart on that point. They've also got a tie down at the front and on the middle here if you need to tie down a snow bike or anything else, or back up your snowmobile. I climb up really gnarly roads, and so I like to have a tie down to the front of my sled as a backup as well. And then in the rear, we've got the super clamp right here. Like I said, it comes stock now in place. Also, I run an extension, and the extension has those all in as well. And so one great thing about the super clamps is that you can actually lock these. So what I do is go to a hardware store, I get 4 locks with the same keys, and now I can lock 2 snowmobiles, front and rear, down onto my deck. So when I'm leaving it at the hotel or just overnight or anywhere, it's always locked and secure on my deck. So super awesome. And again, for LED bullet lights on the front means that you can see what you're doing early in the morning or late at night when you're leaving. And I absolutely just love the way this look is. You know, those spring rides, I almost can't wait for them. When you're sitting up here at the end of an awesome day with a couple of beers and your friends and you're looking out at the lot and everybody's hanging out. So hopefully that shows you a little bit about the Marlon Xplore 3 sled deck. They've just done an amazing job of updating the deck, making it super safe and secure to get to the hill and home every time. Can't wait. We'll see you out in the mountains.